Do you ever feel like life is a never-ending battle for your attention? Every day, you're bombarded with ads, social media, and people telling you what you should care about. But what if the secret to a happier, more meaningful life is learning to care about less? In today's video, we're diving into the revolutionary ideas from The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Care by Mark Manson. While the original title uses a stronger word, we'll be using care throughout this video to keep it accessible and audience-friendly. This isn't your typical self-help book, it's a brutally honest, no-nonsense guide to figuring out what really matters in life. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to reclaim your energy, embrace failure, and start living with purpose. But first, if you're passionate about personal growth and living a life true to your values, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I share actionable strategies every week to help you grow, thrive, and live authentically. Let's get started. Lesson 1: Limited energy and attention. Did you know that the average person spends more than 2.5 hours a day on social media? That's over 17 hours a week, almost an entire workday. But where is all that energy going? Mark Manson, in his book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Care, delivers a simple yet profound truth: we all have a limited amount of time and energy. If you constantly spend it on things that don't truly matter, you'll have nothing left for the things that do. Think of your day as a bank account. Every decision, action, and even thought withdraws a bit of energy from that account. If you wasted worrying about how many likes your latest post got, engaging in pointless arguments online, or trying to impress people who might not even notice, your account will be drained and you'll end up emotionally bankrupt. Think back to a time when you were overly stressed about something that turned out to be insignificant. Maybe it was a critical remark from a coworker that you replayed in your mind for hours, or a small inconvenience that ruined your whole day. Sound familiar? Manson explains that the secret isn't to care about nothing, but to learn how to choose what truly deserves your attention. Make a list of the things currently weighing on your mind. Then, ask yourself, will this matter in a year? If the answer is no, let it go. What you choose to focus on will define your life. Mark Manson. So, what 3 things today are truly worth your time and energy? Choose wisely, your life will thank you. Lesson 2: Embracing failure and problems. What if I told you that the key to a fulfilling life isn't eliminating problems but choosing better ones? Most self-help advice tries to teach you how to avoid failure, but Mark Manson flips the script. In The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Care, he argues that problems are inevitable, and instead of running from them, we should focus on picking the problems that matter to us. Every meaningful achievement in life comes with its own set of struggles. Want to build a successful career? Be prepared for long hours, stress, and occasional failures. Dream of starting a family? There will be challenges, sacrifices, and sleepless nights. No matter what you pursue, problems are unavoidable. The trick is to pick the ones that align with your values and goals. Let's say you want to get in shape. That means dealing with early mornings, sore muscles, and saying no to your favorite snacks. But what's the alternative? If you avoid these good problems, you'll end up with worse ones: poor health, low energy, and regret. The choice isn't between having problems or not. It's about choosing the problems that lead to a better life. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, is this a problem I'm willing to work through? If the answer is yes, embrace it. If not, maybe it's time to redirect your energy towards something more meaningful. Problems never go away, they just improve. Life is about solving problems, not avoiding them. Mark Manson. What's one problem in your life right now that you're actually okay with? What does it reveal about what truly matters to you? Lesson 3: The importance of values. What drives your decisions every day? Whether you realize it or not, your values are at the core of everything you do. Mark Manson highlights in his book that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your values. But here's the twist: not all values are created equal. Many people chase what Manson calls bad values. These are values based on external validation like wealth, popularity, or physical perfection. Why are they bad? Because they're outside your control. No matter how much money you make or how many followers you have, it'll never feel like enough. It's a moving target that keeps you trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. In contrast, good values are internal and sustainable. They come from within and aren't dependent on anyone else. For example, values like honesty, personal growth, kindness, and creativity are all things you can control. They lead to lasting fulfillment because they're rooted in who you are, not what others think of you. Take social media, for instance. It often pushes us to value likes, comments, and followers. But have you ever felt truly satisfied after scrolling for hours? Compare that to the joy of creating something meaningful, like writing a blog post, painting, or helping a friend. The difference lies in the quality of your values. Ask yourself, what are my current values? Are they driven by societal expectations, or do they genuinely matter to me? If they don't serve you, it's time to rethink them. Values aren't about what feels good. They're about what's right. Mark Manson. What is one value you're currently living by that you think needs to change? How would your life improve if you focused on a better one? Lesson 4: Accepting your limitations. We live in a world obsessed with self-improvement. Every day, we're bombarded with messages telling us to be better, happier, richer, or more productive. But here's a truth that might surprise you: trying to be perfect is one of the biggest barriers to happiness. In The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Care, Mark Manson challenges us to embrace our limitations rather than fight them. Perfectionism creates an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. No matter how much you achieve, you'll always feel like you're not good enough. Instead of celebrating progress, you obsess over what's still missing. Manson argues that peace comes not from endless improvement but from accepting that you're human, flawed, imperfect, and limited. When you stop trying to fix every flaw, you free up energy to focus on what truly matters. Accepting your limitations doesn't mean giving up on growth, it means recognizing that you don't have to be everything to everyone. It's okay to fail, to have weaknesses, and to fall short sometimes. In fact, it's these imperfections that make us relatable and human. Think of someone who constantly says yes to everything, trying to please everyone around them. Eventually, they burn out. Now compare that to someone who knows their limits and isn't afraid to say no. They protect their energy and focus on their priorities, leading to a healthier, more fulfilling life. The next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, am I trying to be perfect? If so, take a step back and remind yourself that it's okay to not have all the answers. You are defined not by what you're capable of, but by what you're willing to struggle for. Mark Manson. What's one area of your life where you need to let go of unrealistic expectations? How would accepting your limits bring you more peace? Lesson 5: Death as Motivation. Here's a sobering truth: no matter who you are, one day your time will run out. It's a reality we often avoid thinking about, but Mark Manson argues that embracing our mortality can be one of the most liberating and motivating realizations in life. Acknowledging that life is finite forces us to focus on what truly matters. When you realize your time is limited, you stop wasting it on trivial things like meaningless arguments, chasing approval, or holding grudges. Instead, you begin to prioritize relationships, passions, and experiences that bring real value to your life. Think about Steve Jobs, who famously said that reflecting on his own mortality was one of his greatest tools for making decisions. He'd ask himself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do? If the answer was no for too many days in a row, he knew it was time for a change. This clarity doesn't just help with big decisions, it also puts daily stress into perspective. Consider people who write bucket lists. They're not just about ticking boxes, they're about intentionally focusing on meaningful experiences before it's too late. But here's the catch: you don't need a terminal diagnosis to live with that level of purpose. Why wait to prioritize what truly matters? Take a moment today to reflect on how you're spending your time. Ask yourself, if I only had a year to live, what would I change? Then take one small step toward making that change now. You will die someday. But you have this moment, what will you do with it? Mark Manson. What's one thing you're spending energy on right now that won't matter when you're gone? How can you redirect that energy to something meaningful today? Let's quickly recap the key ideas from book. Your energy and attention are limited, so choose wisely what deserves them. Problems are inevitable, but you can choose better problems that align with your goals. Your values shape your life, so focus on internal, meaningful ones rather than external validation. Accept your limitations and stop striving for unattainable perfection, it's liberating. Remember your mortality to stay focused on what truly matters. If you enjoyed the lessons from The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, you'll love 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan Peterson. It's packed with timeless principles to bring more order, purpose, and clarity to your life. Think of it as the perfect companion to what we've explored today. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which lesson from today's video resonated with you the most? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and make sure to subscribe for more insights on personal growth, self-improvement, and mindset shifts. Thanks for watching, and remember, life isn't about giving a care about everything, it's about giving care about the right things. See you next time.